On this week's show, Rick Kessler from RVBusiness Magazine talks with Dawn Clark, CEO of Grand Design, and previews the company's new Transcend model trailer. And with spring and summer coming up quickly, it's time to think about RV destinations and reserving that campground spot. This week, we visit a popular RV destination that should be on your list. Then later, we join Mark and Dawn Polk from RV Education 101 and see what they have in store for us this week. These stories and more on this week's Rollin On TV. Rollin On TV is brought to you by Carefree of Colorado, celebrating 45 years of RV awning innovation. Closed and Spanish captioning, where available, is sponsored by Jayco. At Jayco, we've been making family dreams come true since 1968.
Hi, I'm Rick Kessler with RV Business, working with Rollin On TV, and with us today is Dawn Clark, President and CEO of Grand Design RV. Welcome, Dawn.
Thanks, Rick. Appreciate the opportunity.
Great. What behind us here is a brand new product that Dawn is extremely excited about. We're extremely excited to show you. It's the new Transcend.
Correct.
What do you like about this?
Well, I like everything about it. What it does is, Grand Design, we've only been in the market for 5 years. And in this 5 years, it's been, in fact, it's our anniversary. It's been an incredible run. Our customers have just taken ownership of our brand. I've been with exciting companies before, but I've never seen a strong following, almost a cult-like following of a brand before, and they've adopted not just our products, but also our company. They've been asking for products that will appeal to either a first-time buyer or a buyer that doesn't want to spend, $100,000 for a Momentum fifth wheel, something that brings them into the market with a quality-built product that's an introductory type price, and the Transcend does that. So the Transcend gives Grand Design a full breadth of products, and we are now a full-line manufacturer of towable products.
Grand Design wouldn't do anything unless there was quality driving it.
No, in fact, that's what took us this long to get into this market. We wanted to find another way to build a product that was affordable to that first-time buyer, or a product that really appeals to the millennial breaking into our business, and that's happening throughout our industry, without compromising the quality and the features that customers have become accustomed to. It's a way of life, right? Yeah.
That way of life is a good segue, because Grand Design's Owners Club is I think you've had a rally that's doubled in size every year.
Every year. And in fact, what's unusual about our Owners Club is we don't own the Owners Club. It's self-run, it's self-managed by our customers. They started it, and it's kind of touching. Every year when they do their grand rally, it's in Middlebury, Indiana. They could go to Phoenix, they could go to Tampa, they could go all over the country, but yet they hold it in Middlebury, Indiana, because they want Grand Design's employees and our people and our complex. They like to tour our factories. They want to wrap it around Grand Design. And it's always a sad day when the rally ends. It's a lot of work, but you have so much fun with them, and I don't know how many tears were shed because our customers, our owners, didn't want it to end.
I know,
cool.
That's right, excuse me. I know the other thing is pretty nice about your Owners Club, owners in general really, is your Facebook page is so active and such a vibrant community where they just want to talk with each other. And I know Bill Martin, your employee, or Director of Marketing, he's always involved with talking with them as well.
Yeah, I don't know where Bill finds the time. I joke with him all the time. I know his wife, and they're a great couple, that Bill will be laying in bed, propped up on a pillow, and he'll be responding to emails until late in the morning. But you know what? That type of connectivity is why we started Grand Design. We wanted to have that personal relationship with our customers and let them know that, look, they're the reason why we're in business. And it's blossomed, and our people, as we continue to grow, we add people. That's the biggest thing that we instill is, look, the connectivity to our customer. We want to continue that. As we grow, we don't want to get big, but we're going to grow.
I want to have you talk about real quickly the awards that you're going to receive later tonight, and that's from the RV dealers, which really speaks a lot. We're asked all the time, who makes the best RVs? Well, if the dealers are saying it's Grand Design, I think we ought to pay attention.
Well, thank you. And that type of an award it's like the People's Choice Award. You know, it's the people you do business with, and sometimes they're rightfully so, the most critical critics that you can have. Well, each year they have the DSI Award. It's a circle of excellence where all the dealers get together and they rank the manufacturer on reliability, on quality, on service, on would you recommend it to a friend. And each year we've been blessed that all of our brands have won it. Last year we were all on the top of the chart, all of the Grand Design brands, and it's like, how can you beat that? You can't. Well, we did.
We did.
This year we're ranked off the chart, and Grand Design products are separate, above and beyond any other manufacturer's ranking in the industry. We're grateful. We're humble.
Awesome. Don, thank you very much for having us stop by. Can't wait to get inside there and take another look.
You're going to like it. Thanks, Rick.
Simply put, Thetford's AquaChem has outsold all its competitors combined because it's the strongest holding tank deodorant available. It provides the strongest odor control around the clock in all temperatures and conditions. It quickly liquefies waste and tissue and is 100% biodegradable. AquaChem, the industry standard for 50 years. For more information, visit Thetford.com. AquaChem, another great product from Thetford.
We didn't make the majestic mountains, or the rugged terrain, or paint the night sky, but we make it possible to see it all. Road Trek, America's #1 selling touring coach for over 25 years. Built with quality so you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the destinations you want. Enjoy the peace of mind that only a Road Trek can provide.
Michigan's Upper Peninsula has long been one of our favorite RV travel destinations. Its scenery, history, food, and fun people add up to a region that's ripe for RV exploration. The trip starts with a run across the Straits of Mackinac Bridge on US 75. And there's something truly magical and fun about the UP that makes us want to keep coming back. And for us, the official start of our UP trip starts when we're crossing the mighty Mac, the big bridge over the Mackinac Strait. It's a fun drive, you got great scenery out there, and when we cross the Big Mac, it means the Upper Peninsula magic is about to start. We reached Manistee a bit late, but we were in time to see the full moon rising near the city's historic water tower. We headed to Indian Lake State Park for the night. Our home for this journey was a Jayco Melbourne motorhome, a compact rig that was just right for UP wandering and comfortable living. Easy access sites and the usual amenities made for fast setup, and the adjacent Indian Lake was a gorgeous backdrop for the evening. It's our first night here in the UP. We're at Indian Lake State Park in Manistee, Michigan. We arrived a little bit too late to cook outside, so naturally we stopped and picked something up along the way. And when you're in the UP, the normal thing to pick up is pasties. Got a couple of pasties, local beer, Escanaba black beer, gin and tonic. So it looks to me like we're pretty well set for the night. It's been a beautiful trip so far, sunny, cool weather, beautiful, little bit windy, just the kind of day that really gets you fired up about visiting the UP. Our next destination is Kitch-Itty-Kippy Big Spring in Palms Brook State Park, near Manistee. Easy access RV parking is plentiful. This site is Michigan's largest spring, and it's a fascinating natural attraction. The tethered, people-powered observation raft is designed for easy viewing of the features visible through the crystal clear water. This is a beautiful natural feature. With a raft, you go out on the springs and you get to look down through this wonderful clear water and the fascinating geology and animal life down below. It's a cool place to visit. More than 10,000 gallons of water per minute enter the pool through the limestone rocks below. The water remains at 45 degrees all year, so the spring never freezes, and the gushing water helps keep the sandy bottom in constant motion. Fat trout and ancient lime-encrusted trees and branches can also be seen in the crystal clear water. Kitchity Kippy is definitely worth a stop if Manistee is in your UP agenda. Next up was Fayette Historic State Park. This 1867-era town includes many restored buildings and historic displays that help a visitor envision life in an early-day iron-smelting community.
Fayette State Park is an iron smelting village. In its heyday, it was in operation from 1867 to 1891. There was 500 residents in and around Fayette. We encompassed 711 acres. They made pig iron. They shipped in iron ore from Negaunee by rail to Escanaba, and then it was shipped over from Escanaba to Fayette. With the abundance of hardwood on the peninsula, that was brought in from locally and made pig iron, and then that was shipped out to the Great Lakes. The hardwood was used to make the charcoal to fire the blast furnaces.
Some of the structures here at Fayette are kind of fun because they're a little bit immersive. After you, sweetie.
Well, today one of the kilns still stands in the park. The rest of them, you can see the ruins of some of them. And then on the peninsula, there's different sites where you can still see the ruins of old kilns. A lot of the buildings still stand today, and they've got displays set up in them where you can walk into them and see how they lived back in that day. The hotel, the bottom floor of the hotel is open, the superintendent's house. Most of the buildings today still stand.
This is one of the casting rooms here at Fayette Park. The iron ore was drawn out of the furnaces, ran down through troughs in the floor, and cast into pig iron that was then shipped out for later use. Pig iron very much, it's like this guy here. Oof! They weigh somewhere over 100 pounds apiece. All day long casting these guys and shipping them out. Life was not easy here at Fayette Park back in those days. Between the brutal winters, the dangerous working conditions, well, it's what you did to make a living, I guess, and to make the pig iron that helped to build the country. Fayette State Historic Park is one of those wonderful places where the preservation efforts of all concerned, combined with the presence of all these fantastic original structures, helps to bring a little bit of Michigan history to life. Fayette State Park Campground is just a few miles south of the historic park and a great place to camp when touring the area. A rare blood moon and eclipse event took place the night of our visit, so we stayed up until the wee hours to witness the spectacle. It's tough to catch on camera, but we sure enjoyed the show. We'll continue our Upper Peninsula adventure right after these commercial messages, so stay tuned.
Someone once said, the camping doesn't really start until the RV awning comes out. Whoever said that really knew what they were talking about. Carefree of Colorado, celebrating 45 years of RV awning innovation. For more information, visit our website at carefreeofcolorado.com.
Exploration. It affirms that we are alive, demands that we are present. So let's put our work lives on pause, ramble out into the world, and share the journey with the ones we love.
For more information, visit lancecamper.com.
Welcome back to the show. We continue our Michigan Upper Peninsula adventure with a few words about finding your way around in the UP. Campground number 2 in the UP. Been here for a couple days now, and we can already feel the relaxation setting in and the stress flowing out. You smell that UP air, you can't beat it. We're at the Fayette State Park Campground, connected to the Fayette Historic Site. This is kind of off the beaten path, but it's easy to find places like this. Our standard of reference is the Delorme Atlas and Gazetteer series. In this case, the Michigan, obviously, because we're in the UP. This book lets us find places like this very easily. The details are fantastic, and we can never get lost, well, almost never, by relying on our Gazetteer. Next, we head north to the crossroads town of Shingleton and stop by a small family-run company building a classic product that's well suited to the North Country. Winter sports and winter recreation are really important here in the UP. After all, they have an awful lot of winter up here. We're going to be paying a visit here to a company whose products help to support winter sports. It's Iverson Snowshoe Company. And what makes them unique is that they do things the old-fashioned way. They build their snowshoes entirely in the U.S. out of locally sourced products, and their craftsmanship and the way the products look, it kind of harkens back to a different time in winter recreation. Well, we're here at Iverson Snowshoe, and unfortunately, we arrived at a time when the factory wasn't quite in production yet for the year. But here in the showroom, they have a little bit of a display so you can take a look and see what kind of products they make. They have over 22 different styles of snowshoes, typically made out of rawhide or neoprene, made with a white ash wood frame, and they also have really nice looking, very artistic fishnets. Well, the factory isn't running yet here at Iverson, but they've still got a little bit of stock backed up for when they can get started. This one is called a 10 by 36 Green Mountain. It's been bent. It's made out of the bent white ash, which they steam in order to bend like this. And it still has to be laced up and so on, but it's well on its way to becoming another pair of classic Iverson snowshoes. Look for these at LL Bean, sporting good retailers and so on nationwide. Rollin On TV factoid. People who live in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, or UP, are UPers and are known locally as Upers. Next stop, Ispeming, Michigan. Tourism is a very important industry here in the UP. There's all kinds of tourist destinations, some would say tourist traps, but there is in fact only one genuine tourist trap here in the UP. The Upers Tourist Trap was started by Jim Hooley DeCare, the head guy at the Upers Comedy and Music Group.
Well, you know, I always got a kick out of when I travel on the road and stuff. We go to a lot of the rock and mineral shows all over the country and stuff, and do buying for our store. And we're traveling back in the 70s when all the hippies were out there on the road, and you know, so we had to saw a lot of, you know, we used to stop to see the world's largest ball of twine and the plastic dinosaur, and so does everybody else, you know. So I said, well, you know, that would be kind of we have to have something here, not only a store with gifts, but something to look at. I was so impressed with Wall Drugs, you know, that with the signs and all that, and along the highway, and I'm thinking, yeah, you know, people come travel, they want to stop. So we advertised free admission and free bathrooms, and the free bathroom thing is important. It may be a joke, but it's important. People would say, who created all this stuff? This is just wonderful. I said, a D student created all this, because an A student could never think of this stuff like this. And I was the guy in the back of the class that was doing all the bird calls. So I had nothing else to do but think about this stuff. So we started, and then people started bringing in stuff. Oh, this was my father's, he just loved this. It worked. You know, it'd be so nice if you put his name on it. And so when they have people coming up, they take them here to see their father's sculptures or their father's thing. So it's kind of cool to have people come here and thank you, you know. And I'm thanking them. Well, thanks for thinking about us.
In addition to the outdoor displays, the shop carries a wide variety of the usual suspects, including souvenirs, apparel, and regional food items. Plus, there's a first-rate rock and mineral shop on site. Our next night's stay at Van Riper State Park was peaceful, scenic, and included another memorable evening campfire. To learn more about anything you've seen during our UP journey, log on to rollinontv.com.
At Jayco, we're a lot more than just an RV manufacturer. We're all about family. and we've been making family dreams come true since 1968. To see our complete product line and find your nearest Jayco dealer, visit us online at jayco.com or just log on to rollinontv.com. When you have a Truma AquaGo instant hot water system, you can expect to make a lot of new friends.
When I was in the military, I was in charge of some very large maintenance operations. One of my maintenance assignments was in a communications battalion that had hundreds of generators to service and maintain. When we conducted monthly preventive maintenance checks and services, the generator operators were required to start and run the generator sets with the load to prevent starting and running issues caused by sitting idle for too long. You might say this was my early indoctrination in generator care and maintenance. Today, we are going to look at what you can do to protect your generator when it's in storage. When I worked for an RV dealership, every spring I noticed the service department was booked with appointments for generators that either wouldn't start, or if they did start, had that all too familiar surging sound. I immediately knew this was a result of letting the generator sit in storage without starting and exercising the generator. It might seem odd, but the lack of use is one of the biggest problems with gasoline generators. Fuel can start to break down in a couple of months. When a generator sits for months at a time, the fuel starts to varnish and gum up, resulting in hard starting and surging problems. Fuel-related problems are the #1 reason for exercising the generator, but there are other reasons too. Moisture buildup can result in damage to the generator. When you exercise the generator, it heats up the windings and eliminates that moisture. And it helps lubricate the engine seals and internal components, which can prevent carbon buildup. That is 3 good reasons to exercise your generator, but just how do you go about doing it? Safety first. Whenever you are working on or using your generator, there is a threat of carbon monoxide poisoning. Always inspect the generator exhaust system prior to using it. Do not operate a generator with a damaged exhaust system. If you are using a portable generator set, make sure the exhaust is directed well away from the camping area. Test your carbon monoxide detector for proper operation prior to using the generator. Another thing you might find odd about generators is they are designed and intended to run with a load as opposed to no load. By load, I mean an electrical load. Generators are rated in kilowatts. 1 kilowatt equals 1,000 watts, so a 4 kW generator would be a 4,000 watt generator. ONAN recommends running the generator 1 hour each month at approximately half rated load and up to a full rated load if practical. So, as an example, you would exercise a 4,000 watt generator with a minimum 2,000 watt load. This is roughly equivalent to running 1 RV air conditioner. Check your generator owner's manual for other load ratings. It's always better to exercise a generator for longer periods of time with more load than it is to run it for short periods of time with little or no load. Check your generator owner's manual for load ratings specific to your generator. If you do not have the owner's manual, you should be able to locate one online. In addition to the monthly exercise regime, I recommend you use a fuel preservative to help protect the entire fuel system when the generator is in storage. Follow the manufacturer instructions for using fuel preservatives. Run the generator long enough to get the fuel preservative through the fuel system. Using fuel preservatives applies to any gas-powered items you might have sitting in storage at home, like lawnmowers, weed eaters, and ATVs. A good habit to get into is to add the correct amount of preservative to the gas can every time you fill it with gas. These generator problems mostly occur when the generator sits in storage for months at a time. If you have not started and ran your generator with the load on it in the last month or two, now would be a good time to do it. Following these simple steps in routine generator maintenance will keep your generator in top operating condition. Happy camping.
Well, That wraps up this week's show, and for more information on anything you saw on the show, along with additional videos and stories, visit our website at rollinontv.com, which is available in English and Spanish. You can also visit us on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. As usual, this has been another fun production.